what's better, Nutrafol or Propecia? I would tell you, if you can do it, do both. They work in completely different ways. So first we'll talk about Propecia. That's also known as finasteride. There's a generic form of this also called Proscar. Basically, this is a DHT type 2 blocker. And what that means is the hormone testosterone gets turned into DHT. When it gets turned into DHT, it can miniaturize your hair and make it smaller. And so this is one of the main factors why men lose hair, and sometimes women as well, called androgenic alopecia. So if you can block this transformation from testosterone to DHT and prevent that from going to the hair, you can theoretically have improvement of your hair and hair loss. The side effects of this, though, this can cause erectile dysfunction, it can cause sexual dysfunction, it can cause loss of libido, loss of mood, and so some men don't feel as confident with this, they feel like this, and the side effect can be permanent in some men. The other thing we'll talk about is Nutrafol. Nutrafol is a branded product that's been put together and sourced really well. One of the products they have in there is saw palmetto. It's kind of a DHT blocker, works in a different way than Propecia, but does seem to block DHT pretty good. Not as good as Propecia, but fairly good. Other things in there, there's going to be a marine extract that comes from the North Atlantic, not from shark. That seems to help with hair. There's biotin, which again, it's in the product, but I did talk to the founder of that, and the only reason they put it in there is because people look for biotin, but in reality, biotin is not really that helpful for hair loss. It also has ashwagandha, which is an anti-stress hormone. I think for men, Nutrafol is pretty good, and Propecia is really good. I think for women, Nutrafol is amazing. It's a great product. You can see some amazing results with them, and Propecia is not an option. So if you're looking at hair loss, what's best for you? If you're a man, you should think about the combination of Propecia and Nutrafol. You're going to get both of them working in different ways to kind of really work with your hair loss. If you're worried about the side effects of Propecia, you can always microdose that. And the normal dose is going to be around 1 milligram. You can go down to 0.5 milligrams or 0.3 milligrams. So you can get the benefit of the Propecia and get less chance of sexual side effects. Nutrafol doesn't really cause sexual side effects. Saw palmetto, by the way, it's actually known as an aphrodisiac and actually can stimulate sexual activity, and it also helps with hair loss. But it's not as much of a hair loss, saw palmetto, as Propecia, as much of a DHT blocker. For women, Nutrafol, there's a different formulation for women, tends to be even more effective. One side note is that if you did have laser hair removal in your past, you might notice those areas kind of coming back. So it's one thing to look at and the effect it gives you pause. And then Propecia, you can't use it for your women. Too many side effects for that. It just doesn't really work for that.